Let's play a game. On your screen will be 4 images. Each photo was taken with 4 different cameras from different years. One was from 2018, another 2024. I even have one from 2008. And there's a newly released one included in here as well. Now I know this video is about audio. So what the heck am I doing showing you photos? Just bear with me. Just bear with me. I promise it'll all make sense. Can you tell the difference? Let me put them all together. Was that easier? Here are the results. Today I want to talk about this. This is the Comica C3 wireless live system. And at the time of making this video, this can be purchased for $50. This is not a review. In fact, Comica doesn't even know I'm making this video. I don't even know if it's pronounced Comica or Comica. So trust me when I say this is my own personal review. I have used these mics on several occasions, interviews, YouTube videos, and even weddings. This video is asking if cheap audio nowadays are good. So here I have the sound wave spectrum shown. On the left I have quiet or whisper, and on the right I have loud, such as scream. Now I know this is not technically correct, but this is just for illustrative purposes. So before the keyboard warriors come at me, this is for illustrations only, okay? Now, we're not Superman. We can't hear everything in the spectrum. So in red is what the human ears can hear. So in between here, I have this pink hashed area. This I'm showing as representative of what, when you have a room set up or an office set up, you have your low AC noise, rumblings, and you have maybe someone is talking, gets excited and starts talking very loud. For the longest time, we've had 24-bit audio. The new kid in the block is 32-bit float audio. And before then, there was 16-bit. So let's take a look at 24-bit. 24-bit covers a lot, but as you can see over here, in a typical setting, this is also covered. 32-bit float gives you more room to go into the shadow, into the low quiet areas, as also into the wide yelling noise. Now this is 24-bit. Again, 24-bit still covers this area over here, which is what I'm showing with a typical, like if you have a YouTube setting. So this is also covered. Now this is 16-bit. Again, 16-bit also covers this. So 24, 16, and 32 all covers this. So what's the point of me showing you all of this? Now going back over to the photos, as long as you think of this as dynamic range, so instead of it being quiet over here and loud over here, this would be shadows, and over here this would be your highlights. As long as you capture the scene with enough light and enough information, it doesn't matter if your camera is from 2008 or 2026. They will come out looking the same because you covered everything that was here in this little spectrum here. So that is why in the early beginning, when I was showing the pictures, the 4 images, you had a hard time which one was from what year. So going back to the title of this video, are cheap audio devices good? Yes. As long as you set the levels properly, allowing yourself the greatest flexibility to capture both the quiet parts and the loud parts, you'll be just fine. The problem is when you try to stress it out, because it can't do that. You don't have the range to perform that. And so that's what the latest and greatest is, just 32-bit float. It allows you to reach more into the shadow, more into the quiet areas as well into the loud areas. And so that's the difference. But if you're within that happy range, such as this over here, then yes, you'll be able to capture great sounding audio. Nobody will be able to tell the difference, just like in the photos. So when I shot the pictures, I made sure I shot them in the same lighting. It was in the shading. I wasn't stressing out the camera's sensors because it would be harder to recover certain parts. And so they had the same light, same everything, and it wasn't extreme enough. And so that's why it was hard to tell the difference. And in fact, one of the cameras was phone. And so again, as long as you give it enough light, nobody will be able to tell the difference. The same thing could be said with audio. So going back over here again, if this is your range and you set it for this, it doesn't matter if it's 32, 24, or 16. As long as you captured it properly, it's all good. I hope this makes sense to you. I hope it was easy to understand. I'm a visual person, and so I hope that answers the question. So if you're just starting off and you don't have the money to purchase a DJI or a Sennheiser audio device, and you see something like this that has 16-bit or 24-bit audio, then save your money. Start off with that. And then when you have the means and you want to purchase the 32-bit Flow audio device, then by all means, have at it. Hope somebody found this helpful. And until then, next time.